Hello Raquel, so this is a summary of the last session, which was on Friday, and we went through different questions concerning the reading passage. So 20 minutes, 13 questions based on the reading passage below, meaning on the next page we have, I hope it's not going to change too much, a face-to-face or Facebook, okay? Facebook, the name is quite telling, so um, used to be called differently before at the beginning of its creation, and it's a social network. It's virtual, and we can still call people and have video chats, but a face to face. So this is, should we use a face to face, old school interaction or a Facebook interaction? Well, the text more or less is talking about helping the students to integrate uh, the college environment and not uh, dropping out early, during the first year, because many students, they go there, they lose their um, their sense of directions. They don't have a frame, they don't have a support group, or familial support, so they feel like it's a waste of time, a waste of money as well, and they're better off coming back, to their um, known and comfortable environment. But anyway, so we have different questions here, and so we have to read. So we don't necessarily have to read everything. We can just scan. We can have an idea of what's going on. You see, networking, to withdraw from school, from their courses. We have the University of Leicester helping students, to integrate, the university environment. Currently 95% of 16 to 18 years olds intending to go to university are using social networking. So we have to use the modern tools and the modern technology in order to appeal to the young generations and to be able to communicate to them properly. Okay, so phenomenon. Okay, we can just check the different keywords. Okay, withdrawing, la 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 la, all this kind of stuff. Okay, um, if it's paper based, you can highlight, underline different things. But if it's computer based, you can just, try to. It's easy for me because I have a photographic memory, so I can, what I see, I can remember very easily. Um, the thing is, most of the time, people don't have that, so they have to really focus visually and make sure they're not forgetting the information. So it's just a trick, keywords. We check the keywords, we check all this kind of stuff. We go back to the questions. We only have 20 minutes, so we have to be fast. Question 1 to 6, okay, first part. The reading passage has 6 sections, A to F. So we need to match a section A with a heading. It's a title, okay? Section A, we can just be like, okay, I can check expected result, further aims, research basic project is based on. We have keywords as well here, okay? Project, research project, expected result of the project, a need to concentrate on academic integration, a lack of knowledge. It's not always based on a keyword. You can have a synonym, you can have like something very close to the meaning, the idea. Okay, it's not, but let's say 70 to 80% of the time, you can you can look for keywords. Okay, an emphasis, something that is, the main focus, the reason for increasing the chance of withdrawal. Okay, now we have section A, we have the keywords, networking to settle, avoiding, minimize the chance of withdrawal, la la la, recruit, la la la. So we have the answers here. Okay, so sorry about that. So we have section A, we have the eighth, the reason for using Facebook to recruit a student. This is introduction. We need to explain what's going on. What are we talking about? Why using Facebook to recruit students? Because we don't want them to withdraw from the university. We want them to be good students, to get a diploma, a degree, and to get a job. Okay. Section B, we have 6, a lack of knowledge about the effect of social networking on student retention. So basically, they don't really know if it's going to be effective. Okay. Yet we know little about how this phenomenon impacts on the student's experience. We get everything from the beginning. You see. So we have this girl, this woman. She's a consultant, a specialist, and she says the expectation and online experience of the latest and next generation of students requires universities to think carefully about how and whether to use this new technology. So she doesn't even know, actually. She's not really sure. She's, you know, everything is based on other studies, what has been done before in different in different universities. Okay. So we are like, okay, we think it can work, but we're not sure. Okay. So that's good. A lack of knowledge. Okay, we're there. C is 7. An emphasis until now on academic rather than social integration. So far, you can use until now, but so far, we can think about the fact that logically, they've been, paying more attention to the academic aspect rather than the social aspect. Okay, social aspect can have a larger impact on the bigger picture. So we have, which section do we have? C7. Let's check here. C, we have academic and social integration into university life are key factors influence individuals to, so academic and social integration. Okay. Until now, so far, most research in the field has concentrated. So far, most of the researches have been focusing on academic support, okay, instead of focusing on the social aspect. So that's good. We've got the right answer. Emphasis, they focusing on academic instead of social integration, academic integration instead of social integration. D, number 3, what the research project is based on. So D, section D, we have here. So we are starting talking about the project. The Leicester project, it's built on international claim work. The university has already started on teaching and learning online. We recently currently, so we're explaining what they're doing. Okay. There's a main issue about the boundary between public and private space and how comfortable students and staff of different ages feel regarding to the use of such technology. I think people are, mature, to a certain extent, but mature enough to know, where they have to put some serious boundaries, to set serious boundaries. Okay. Recognize expertise by a specific team of researchers on research methodologies. Okay, so we are starting explaining the project, basically. So what the research project is based on. Okay, it's based on, social integration, online, based on different researches, etc., etc. So it's acclaimed, it's been recognized, encouraged, okay, to help people to feel comfortable. This is the introduction. We explain everything. Section E, we have 2 further aims of the research project. So we are, the Dr. Wellens, it is a woman we were talking about here, and her colleagues hope to establish from the new research project how this, so they hope, they expect, it's not like a real conclusion. They expect to get this kind of result. So further goals, an aim is a goal, or to aim at something is to target. That's your goal, your mission. This is what they expect. Okay, so but we can be confused with the number 1, the expected result of the project. So let's get back here. So if you have a doubt, you can just keep reading. That's, that can be useful time to time. So hope to or using Facebook as part of their social and learning experience, and whether joining the university's Facebook network before they can, okay, well, we don't care. They will also be looking to see if there is any way that university support services and academic departments can use the online social networking site to help students integrate into university life, and how the sites might be reshaping our everyday lives in terms of the importance of place-based versus virtual networking. They will also be looking to see, okay, if there is any way that university support service, so if they're going to be looking if there is a social impact, there is a positive impact, okay? So we can say it's not necessarily expected, but it's like the further aims. We can put that on the side if we're not really comfortable to answer section E, and we can just go to section F. Section F, what do we have? Research results are expected, so we have a big keyword here, to influence university policies at least. So we can just be quite sure that the answer will be the expected result. So it's stuck here. We're stuck. We have F for number one. Now section E, we're still talking about the project. Increasing the chance of withdrawal? No way, we're not talking about that. We already used 8, 7, 6. We didn't use 5. We're not talking about the need to concentrate on academic integration. We don't have the same keywords. The use of expertise from countries around the world. We're not talking about the round world. We're using the word internationally, and we don't really know which countries. We don't even know if we're talking about all the international countries, okay, all the world. Well, just a few countries. We don't know. We're not specific. Here, it's not that specific, but it's still more specific than, you know, international acclaimed. What the research project is based on, that's, you know, it's a D, the introduction of the project. We already answered the expected result of the project, which is section F, and after we have the last response. You know, we can, it's risky, but you can also use this tactic, okay? So I gave you an idea of what to do. Now we'll go to this part, section 7 to 10. Okay, let me just zoom in. Section to 10, and no more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. So I'm going to give you the answers right away. Access to Facebook by student is happening at A. So we need, it's a bit tricky here because we need to make sure we are using the right section. We can have keywords as well, okay? So here, the answer, you know, it's not obvious to find that, but phenomenal level. Okay, access to Facebook by students is happening at a phenomenal level. Let's see if we can find that. Phenomenal level. Let me zoom in. I don't think I'm going to be able to see like that. Okay, I think, hold on, I'm just scanning quickly. Okay. It was around. Now I cannot find it anymore. Phenomenal level. So let's see if we can find some keywords here. So we have access to Facebook by students is happening at a phenomenal level. So I will be like, okay, normally I should start from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Phenomenal level. So we have this. We know the answer. It can be here. The reason for this is that students using online networking site Facebook is running at a phenomenal level with almost 10,000 present and past students as staff participating. Okay, we're talking about Facebook. That could potentially be a keyword. Access, the use of Facebook by students is happening. So we need to start from the beginning of the text. We cannot find this answer at the end of the text, so logically. So we go back to the beginning and we find some keywords. So we have Facebook. Okay, Facebook. Cannot be here. We have another Facebook here, and another Facebook. For we use Facebook a lot, quite a lot. Okay, the access. So we have this. The use of online networking site Facebook is running at a phenomenal level. We don't have any keywords here. Okay, so we need to understand. But the only clue we can have here is you start with the beginning. You're going to get the answer at the beginning of the text. Okay, this is not easy here. It's quite tricky. Number 2, few details exist on how much networking sites help students fit into. I don't know if there is a keyword here. University life. To fit into, to integrate the university life. Few details exists on how much networking sites help students fit into university life. Okay, so let's get back to the text. Okay, and I believe it was the second one, university life. Okay, unfortunately, I'm very bad right now. I hope it's not the first paragraph, the first section still. It's 8:30, but still, it's a bit late for me. So, university life, here we go. Academic and social integration into university life are key factors influencing individual students' experiences and the likelihood of their withdrawing from their student courses. It's not an easy sentence. So, academic and social integration into university life. Okay, key factors. So, few details exist on how much networking sites help students fit into university life. Well, we don't get a direct answer here, okay? So they are the key factors influencing the likelihood of withdrawal, okay? Until now, most research in the field has concentrated on academic support rather than integration into the wider social world of the university, okay? We're using more social network platforms, okay? But I would say it's not really obvious as well here. This is a very complicated part. So I would say, we know that the academic and social, aspect is very important. It's more and more integrated into the university life, okay? But still, I would say that's a woman talking about it. Little we know, again, we are still using this expression, little we know about this phenomenon. So we know that it's important, the academic and social integration, but still, the social integration is still new for the academic, the university. They are using it, but it's still fresh. Little we know about this phenomenon impact. So a few details exist on how much networking sites help students fit into the university life because we don't know yet. Okay, that will be more the answer here. Okay. University life, that's here. Okay, I knew she was talking about something like that. 9. Most research has in the past focused on academic support. So we have that here. Most research has in the past focused on academic support. I think it was somewhere here, academic support, okay? Most research in the field has, so we have keywords here. So time to time they can be very easy, but those guys, we can make sense here with few details, little we know. Access to Facebook by students happening at a phenomenal level. This one is hard. I can admit it's pretty hard. So academic support, and the last one is university friendships. One goal of the project is to determine if the length and nature of university friendships made online or face-to-face vary. We can have some keywords here. The aim, online and face-to-face. Okay, I think it was somewhere here, if I remember. Yeah, here. It was not too far. University friendships that students establish face-to-face compare. So we can find some keywords here. If you're stuck, like we were, if we're stuck with number 7, just ignore it. Okay, it's better to not put any, you can guess if you want, but don't waste time. Okay. Question from 11 to 13. Well, we only have like 3 statements, 3 sentences. We need to see if it's true, false, or not given. Well, number 1 is false. The only research methodology used as Leicester will be virtual interviews. The only, well, very strict here. It's false. Virtual interviews will not be the only research methodology used at Leicester. So there is a section D, I believe, when they say this project will be using both an online questionnaire and virtual interviews. So see, that's here. Okay, this project will be using both, not the only thing, just one option more. The Leicester team will focus on research from the UK rather than USA or Europe. It's not really given here. They don't say anything about that. Okay, there's still section D. There's no comparison is mentioned between the UK and other places. And 13, one possible development in the future is that existing students will help those who have just started university for the first time. Yep. And I believe it was section F. Or to bring together current and new students to provide new peer support. Okay, so not easy, but still, it's possible to do it. We didn't do anything about reacting to the text. Do you think using websites such as Facebook to help students integrate? Yeah, that can be a good idea. Okay, to the extent of not being bullied. It's university, so people can be grown-ups. They can be a tiny bit more mature. But you know, at university, there are many political things that can be done. Some people can be highly political. I had a friend uh, at uh, at Berkeley, UC Berkeley. He had dreadlocks, and one of the black community started to create some problems. They were like, "You are not allowed to wear dreadlocks. You're not part of the black community. We're not the only one to wear allowed to wear dreadlocks," and they were really aggressive. I kid you not. So the guy was bullied and everything, and yeah, you know, there is a constitution in America that you have to follow, and being part of a minority doesn't make you a tyrant, and you don't tell other people what to do, especially. It's an liberty, freedom infringement, and that can be serious. So when you threaten people, that's that's an advantage with law, is you can threaten people. You know, you can really, especially in America and Canada, it's a bit less, a bit different, but you can still threaten people on the juridical level. You know, and they don't scare because most of them they don't have money, so they don't want to have to hire a lawyer in order to defend their pseudo rights. You know, especially if they impose some stupidities to other people. But anyway, so here we have, you know, language focus, present simple, present continuous, past simple. Okay, so we could have done this kind of stuff, but we need to review, you know, present simple. You know, I eat every day, I work every day, I get up every day at 5, etc. And habit can be also a true statement. The museum opens every day. I'm gonna go through the tenses with Alex, and I'll share the video with you so that um, you can also review the most important aspect of English tenses, okay, past, present, and future. Next page, we have, you know, this is a homework I gave you, and I need to zoom in because I don't see a thing. My eyesight is horrible. What to expect in the exam. In IELTS writing task 1, you will be asked to describe some data. Okay, so that's academic, but you can also have this kind of stuff. The most important is to keep in mind that describing is very important in any kind of British or American exams. Okay, so that can be good to know the vocabulary. Okay, so here 20 minutes we have the topic and we have the task. First part, we need to identify the topic. What's going on? The graph below provides a breakdown of the UK weekly market share of visits to 3 social networking websites between March 2007 and March 2008. We need to summarize. If you cannot summarize what they want here, what they say, you don't understand the topic. Okay? So what they want here is, okay, on a weekly basis from March 2007 to March 2008, we have 3 websites and we need to see their behavior, okay? The number of visits. What they want us to do is to summarize information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant, okay? So we have 3 lines. This one is facebook.com, the orange one is myspace.com, and the blue one is bibo.com. Okay, we need to write at least 150 words. Okay, But they also want us to, we have three titles, three descriptions, okay? And we need to fit those guys with what actually? We need to see what will be uh, the best introduction and why. We don't have to explain why, okay? It's just the best introduction. So here, I'll give you the answers, of course, and we can work on that tomorrow. So we have the graph below. The graph below shows, illustrates, okay? We have the three different, how can I say, the different options. In percentage terms, the UK weekly market share of visits to three websites, which is a bit weird here. The chart below shows the percentage of hits to three websites over the period of a year. But we don't really say from when to when. We need to be specific. The chart illustrates the market share of hits to various social networking sites in the UK on a weekly basis over 1 year. So it's fine, but we're not specifying, how many websites we're talking about. Hits to various social networking. It's it's quite important to specify this kind of stuff. But anyway, so we need to come up with an answer. I would say number one would be the most appropriate because we specify the timeline. We are talking about UK, visits, the market share of visits to three different websites. Okay, so just making sure, yeah. So, but again, let me read again because it's really weird. The graph below shows in percentage terms. The UK weekly market share of visit to three websites between March 2007 to 2000 and March 2008. Okay. I would say, nonetheless, I don't like the C, but I would say that would be the best appropriate answer. Why? Because I don't like percentage terms. I don't like that. It doesn't really make any sense. I prefer to say percentage of hits, share of hits. We need hits, tick, 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 okay? We want to use C because it paraphrases the rubric, okay? We need to note the change in words like illustrates, hits in the UK on a weekly basis over 1 year to March 2008. So that's still good. I just don't like a period of year. We need to be more specific here. Okay, C is the best answer because it illustrates, shows it's fine, but it's pretty vague. Hits, I prefer than terms in the UK. So we're specifying the location on a weekly basis over 1 year to March 2008. So it's good. Okay. Next, this one is hard. We need to complete the gaps with the correct verb. We may or may not have one possible answer. I'll give you the answers here. Number one, we can start with shows, illustrates. Okay. Number two, we can say vary or varied. Generally speaking, the trends in the market share of the three sites varied or vary. You can use the past or the present. Dot, so be careful of the dots, okay? We know we have a subject here, we need a verb here. But no matter what, they all ask verbs. So varied, I would use the past, varied. The most viewed site was clearly Facebook.com, whose share of the market we can say increased dramatically from approximately 0.25% on 10th March, on March 10th, 2007. So we are like March 10th, 2007, and we're talking about Facebook. Okay. And to one, so we're increasing. So it's increasing from this to this. So we can say increased, climbed, rose. Okay. Dramatically is not a steady increase. No, it's pretty dramatic. Okay, from approximately la la la. Okay, this, we start a new sentence. This, number 5, was nearly an eightfold increase. Eightfold increase. We'll talk about that over the period. Also, we can use the past and we can use the present. I tend to personally use the past because it's, you know, it's done. It's in the past. We are in 2016 or almost 2017, so we can say, you know, it's a past. Some people feel more comfortable to use the present. It is fine. It's correct. It's fine. Number 6, it reached, or it hit, it reached the past, or hit, noticeable. And what am I saying here? No, it is noticeable. It was noticeable that the market share of Facebook hit a high of around 2.2% during September 2008. Hit or reached, I was focused here. With peaks being hit by the other two sites during the same period. So we have it was, it is, reached or hit, HIT. Number 8, we start a new sentence. I don't see. No, it's a comma. The market share of hits to the website. Meanwhile, so that's a subject. The market share of hits to the website, comma. Meanwhile, rose, increased, climbed. Two words of repetition at a slower pace from about 1.2 to 1.44%, a rise of approximately 40%. In contrast to the other two websites, the market share of myspace.com, which is this one, it fell, not really dramatically, but slowly. It's less and less popular, so I can tell you, don't need to study that to know that MySpace has been less and less popular. It was used by musicians for a long period of time, artists, but no longer popular. So fell, the market share of myspace.com fell, dropped, decreasing from approximately the same level as a bebo.com from March 2007 to 0.89%. Okay, this one is not easy. Fell, dropped, because we already have a repetition decreasing. Okay, so we don't expect another verb, but they tell us it's a verb, so no matter what we need, something like that. And we know that myspace.com is not going up, it's going down. Okay, so on and on we have illustrate, shows, vary, was, what is this here? Rose, climbed, okay, was, it was, that's a hit, reached, hit, rose, climbed, okay, and fell, dropped, okay. So we start a list of vocabulary here. I don't care about that. I'm going to go through the next page. Next page we have verbs of movement. It's very essential here. Okay, so we need to match here. A from B, down, up, down, up. So it dipped. You dip. Whoop. It's like you go into the water. Okay, you go into the water. You need to go back up because you need to breathe. That's the same here. From B to C, well, we just have one action. So I would say, so one is H, two will be row, gradually, no, it's not that. So B to C, where am I here? I don't have anything. Yeah, so B to C, we know it's gonna go down. So we cannot say gradually because, well, it's not really gradual. It's quite, it's quite straight here. We can either be like, okay, hit a low, fell and then level, no, hit a low, planted, fell gradually, no, it's not gradual, soared, fluctuated, hit a peak, no, hit a peak is book, it's going up, okay? So we can how can I say? I just want to see if I can do that first. Oh no, I cannot. I'm just wondering if I can give you the answers right now. Because let me just try to stay vague here because we're gonna try to correct that tomorrow. So either we can hit a low, planted, going down really dramatically, sword, and that's it. So we have 1, 2, and 3. 3. Okay, 3 different options. Let's see if it's possible. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anything here because okay, this is good. Okay, that's good. Just making sure. So we can also say that B from B to D. So now we have 2 different actions. Okay, it's going down and after it's gonna stable. So fell and then leveled off. Let's see if it's gonna be possible here because we need 2 actions. It did something and after. Okay, we cannot say it fluctuated. No. Remain stable. No, we need 2 actions. Fell and then leveled off. So let's see if it's really possible here. After, okay, we have B, D, it's done. D and F, D and F. So wow, really going up. You know, we don't miss. We have 2 actions, but it's quite similar here. Okay, so we can say hit a peak. We cannot say rose gradually because it's not really, gradual thing. It's quite intense. It's quite dramatic. Okay, so here we can say hit a peak. Yeah, F, F, F. What is F? Well, it can be the hit a peak. Yeah, we can say that. I just don't want to give you all the different answers. So we have F, there's no action, remained stable, flat. No, we don't have the flat stuff that can be here like that here. Well, be careful because we have to explain this part as well. F to G, so what is that? We have different behaviors here. So we have going down, going up, and going down again. Okay, so fluctuated, we can say that. Okay, fell gradually, we can say that as well. Okay, G, well, hit a low. Okay, and G to H, well, it's also a fluctuation, but it's going up and down. Rose gradually, we cannot say that. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it like that. I'm not gonna give you all the answers here because I need to see. So sword, there is an idea of being very dramatically intense. So we can say here, from here, can soar, can be dipped, it can be soared as well. But we have different behaviors, so we also need to take a group. We can take a group of something, not just describing this and after this and after this. We can just be like, okay, it's like a gradual or fluctuated um, low, or it's a gradual fluctuation, or it's trying to see if I can find another word, but it's not always boom going down, because I'm here from here. No, there is an action here we need to describe, but we can just take a group here. Okay, after I believe some I to J, well, it's quite stable, remain flat, stable, the same here. It's going up a bit, rose gradually, really, really gradual. It's not even noticeable. J to K, it's quite stable. Okay, and L to M, they don't even ask KL. L to M is like fell gradually. Okay, so we can find that everywhere. We can notice the same behavior uh, in different graphs. The thing is, we have to be very specific. This is a very technical aspect of finance, economics, but it's still good to know that because it's not just used in finances. Okay, so we'll get back to this because I want to make sure uh, you you know you really understand what's going on. Now, just to give you the answers quickly, we have that B to C should be D. Okay, plummeted. We're gonna explain what's going on here. B to C, it's like lead. It's very heavy, so it's going down very, very quickly. Okay. The 3B to D. So we have two actions here. B to D. It should be B. Fell and then leveled off. That's what I was telling you. 4. We have D to F. Well, D to F. Sword. So it doesn't mean it's like going down. It's like a quick peak. Okay. And here it's at hit a peak. Okay. Hit a peak is 5. Yeah, 5G. 6, we have F to H. Oh, F to H. I didn't see that. I thought it was just J. Oh my goodness. So here 6 should be fluctuated. Huh? So we have different actions here. So logically it should be fluctuated. Yeah. And after we have J. Boom. J is hit a low. Okay. I to J, so G, sorry, G is hit a low. I to J, so it's here. I to J, so it should be rose gradually. Here it's like remain stable, and after rose gradually. Okay, so we have 10 different possibilities, so it's good. For the sentences here, the first one, stability. So here we can say fell and then leveled off. Number 2, reached a high, so hit a peak. Number 3, fell slightly and then quickly recovered, dipped. Okay, 3 is dipped. Number 4, plunged, plummeted. Okay. 5, increased slowly, rose gradually. Okay. Stabilized, remained stable, flat. 7, decreased steadily, so fell gradually, basically. Was erratic, or here it's fluctuated. We need to follow the tenses as well, so just be careful of that. Number 9, reached their lowest point, it's a hit a low. And 10, rocketed, like some people would say. It's soared, okay? A rocket is not necessarily going down, it's like, you stay in the air. Number 3, we have, instead of a verb, we need to use a noun. Okay, so look at the noun in the box below and decide which ones are not correct. So, a button out, so you already have the answers. Basically, a rocket. So, well, a rocket, we can use it as a rocket, but in this context, no. A soar, nope. A plummet, no, we don't use that. And a level off, no, we essentially use it as a verb. Okay, we don't need to do this kind of stuff. We'll see. I know we explained actually the different pictures. Okay, the speaking part, what to expect. Okay, we need to talk about a person. We need to describe. Again, we need to use. We need to use. the different adjectives. So here we can still use the same adjectives as before. She can be supportive, wise, considerate, helpful. Okay, this guy can be hardworking, focused, conscientious, supportive as well. This one is supportive, helpful, adventurous, sporty. Okay, and number four. What am I doing here? Number four. Look at the following part two and decide which tense you're going to use for each part of the topic. Okay, so decide which person appeals to you most. So personally, I would like this woman. Look at the adjective you chose for the person and make notes for the following. What kind of person they are generally, okay, who the person is, basically. Uh, she is, we can use a present. What he or she did when he or was not younger, so we can use simple past. They were, he was, she was. Why he or she appeals to you, because, and present simple. And after, what activities he is doing now, so present continuous or present simple. Present continuous will be doing better because we're using ing here. Describe a person you would like to be similar to. You should say who this person is. We can use a present simple. What they are like generally, we can use a present simple as well. What qualities this person has, present simple. And explain why you would like to be similar to this person. And we can also use present simple, but it would be more appropriate to use a conditional. Okay, I would. And that's it. Spend 1 minute making brief notes. That's going to be useful. I'll send you more pages, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9. So we agreed on Tuesday and Friday, so it gives you time to work, relax, and also to study the material. Weekend was Christmas Eve and Christmas, so pretty hard to focus on work, and especially when you have a lot of people partying everywhere, so it's quite loud. Now you can just hear some cars and some trucks, some people, but it's not very heavy. Another thing we need to start working on is, if we can have time, this is for French. I'm teaching French, German, Italian, and Spanish, and English and French. So yeah, I'm teaching a lot of stuff. This is what I was doing with Alex. We need to go through everything, all the tenses. Okay, so I did that with Alex. I'll share it with you. Okay, and reviewing the present tense and past tense and future tenses, etc., etc. Okay, you have a beautiful night. Still, no, it's late for you. I think it's like 11 or something. It's 9:04 here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions, and before the class, the session starts, I'll send you the pages. If I have energy still tonight, I'll send you the pages tonight. Okay, I'll try my best. You take care, Raquel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.